All right, I think it's time to take this puppy out for a little ride. Take you guys for a ride along. And see my nice drag slicks back there? Well, just so you know, it's got an open diff with like 273 gears. So they're just for show. It doesn't need them yet. But it will. So let's go for a ride. Alright. Taking the Slova Nova out for a test run. This 50-year-old all original car. Pretty good driving car. And has decent power for a car of its day. But for a car of today, she's lacking. So it's kind of dead off the line, but the response once it's cruising is better than most new cars. Transmission kickdown, when like quarter throttle, half throttle, when the transmission kicks down and when it upshifts, I'll tell you, it behaves better than 80% of the new cars that we drive around. Brakes, front disc, rear drums, awesome brake pedal, brakes nice and straight. That's really cool. Some of those older cars, especially when the suspensions are worn out, are kind of all over the road. Even though this thing's got like a extra large pizza sized steering wheel, it drives super straight, and you can blow down the highway at 80 plus miles an hour, and it's super steady. So the biggest problem I got with it is it's a dog out of the hole. Once I'm in cruise at low RPM like this, because as I said before, without neutral dropping it, this thing runs at 16.9 mile, but it's doing almost 90 miles an hour. So we really should be seeing an easy 15.7, if not like a 15.3 on the street. You put some sticky rubber, it has sticky tires, but you put a posi on a drag strip, that's good enough to trip you into the 14s. And this is a pretty basic engine. So I'm gonna have to mess around with the mechanical advance, see if that's kicking in, or maybe it's got some springs on it. I put some super lightweight springs in there and make it go full advance, like right off idle. I did that with one of my old small blocks that I had in a pickup, and man, that thing just freaking responded like that. So that's the biggest problem I got with this thing. Other than it's got like a 10-gallon gas tank, so you don't get to go very far between fill-ups. Now, I am going to put 410s in the back, which will make it worse on gas, but a lot snappier off the line. And we're going to change the intake and carb before it gets a transplant of another motor. But man, it's such a good driving car, man. This is really truly a survivor, and it's just a stable, good handling, good driving car for 50 years old. It's just, we're damn close to it. I guess it is 50. It's 1972. 53 years old. 52. And that wasn't for me. Cruising at about 40 miles an hour. Downshifted before I finished punching it. It had downshifted before my foot hit the ground. It's freaking sweet, man. It's just like, God, for an old turbo 350, one of the best transmissions I've ever felt. This thing, I love the transmission in this car. It just really behaves really good. But get this thing to come out of the hole like a banshee, and here, the replacement is going to get a 4L65 because of the 410s I want to put in, and separate programmable transmission controller for it. So hopefully I can get the response and the kickdowns out of that overdrive that's going to go in it to behave like this, because it's a quarter throttle, it's still kicked down. Look at that. It just shifted. I mean, it doesn't get any better, man. This thing's awesome. I love this transmission. Quarter throttle, downshift, lift it up a little bit, and upshift. It's like it reads your mind. It just makes it a real treat to drive. Just that bog out of the hole is the only thing taken away, man. This drive's awesome. I freaking love it, dude. And it gets a lot of thumbs up. It really does. I had a Grand National, and I'd say it's a toss-up between, the thumbs up on those cars. Of course, when people tend to like run you off the road looking at you and veer into you, that's a problem. But yeah, if I mash it off the line here, it'll just be like, it'll wait till about 2,500 RPM before it kicks in and starts pulling like it's supposed to. So I have done the good old neutral drop, put it in neutral, rev it up like a stick shift and drop it. And even then it still bogged a little bit, but I got that 1690 down into the 1620s. Same trap, same mile an hour. Not recommended. If you blow up your transmission or your differential or blow your U-joints off doing that, I did not tell you to do that. Simple as that. Give this car another 120, 130 more horsepower with an overdrive, with 410s or 411s, and an overdrive, so you can still drive it on the highway. This is going to be one hell of a freaking sweet ride. Feel that shift? Woo! Cops like to hang out on the other side of this bridge. Little speed trap. I usually come the other way, see if they're sitting there, then do a U-turn, and then make a run for diagnostic purposes only. I like this thing. This is a good car. It deserves the attention it's going to get. And eventually, the plan is there's supercharged LS in there. Have it backed up with that overdrive tranny with maybe a little bit of a stall converter. That'd be nice. Get a nice launch out of it. Oh, maybe I'll go nuts and put a trans brake in there. I doubt I'll do that. Again, without a drag strip around here, why bother? Oh, crash! Ooh, that was a close one. Holy yikes! Like I said, I'm in rush hour, and there is lots of traffic, and someone almost got clobbered. Alright, here we go. This is the most pathetic launch you're ever going to see. I got a couple cars coming up behind me. Let's get them out of the way. Sorry about this, but I got to do it. 1, 2, 3, punch. It's so slow coming off the line. Now, this car came with a power glide originally, a straight 6, and I think it's got like 273 gears. So, I mean, it didn't really feel like a carburation problem. I could hear the 4 barrels were open. It just wasn't going anywhere. And I'm not okay with that. But once you get her up, again, get up. Let's see, we're in first gear. Even then, probably doing 20. That still was not in the rev range to get her launching. Although carburetor seemed fine to me. It's just some super tall gearing, man. Maybe this car might do 140 miles an hour with a 3-speed automatic. That is a possibility. Now, with these stupid lap belts and this, you got a choice: one shoulder harness or one lap belt. Those are your choices for seat belts. I will not try and do 140 miles an hour in this car without putting a harness or a better seatbelt system in, which obviously with what my plans are for the car, it's going to need. So, need a sound system. And what I mean by that is mufflers. Maybe some dumps. I do enjoy driving this car. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I did. And plan on enjoying it a whole hell of a lot more. Slova Nova. Got any ideas for me? Feel free to shout them out. I'll listen. I'll respond. We'll have some fun.